mutual trust, so that we as leaders shall lead our country on the path of peace and shall find solutions for issues and problems facing us. Grant us the mercy, O Lord, that we shall today also honor thy name in all what we do, think, and say. Almighty God, we pray thee, bless our land and all its people. This all we pray in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Affirmation. I solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of Namibia and its people, and I solemnly promise to uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of the Republic of Namibia to the best of our ability. So help me God. Welcome back. Thank you very much. Any message from the head of state? Any petitions? We agreed yesterday. Reports of standing and select committee. Other reports and papers. Notices of questions. Okay. Questions? Okay. No, then I will give you the first oral. Just switch off. Switch on now. Switch on. Okay. Notices of questions. Honorable Nashinge.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. I give notice that on the 18th of June 2026, I shall be asking my counterpart, the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs, Safety and Security, the following questions. But before that, I would like to say the following, that Namibia's visa on arrival program represents a significant step forward in positioning our country as an open, accessible, and competitive destination for tourism, investment, and regional integration. Since its introduction, the program has generated considerable revenue and attracted growing numbers of international visitors through our ports of entry. However, the successful expansion of this program has also exposed critical gaps in staffing, infrastructure, revenue, accountability, and officer preparedness at our borders, most notably at Hosea Kutako International Airport. I therefore ask the following question to the Minister. That the first one is, can the Honorable Minister confirm whether immigration officers are currently required to perform revenue collection duties, functions traditionally reserved for designated cashiers, and if so, what steps is the Ministry taking to recruit dedicated revenue collectors and to compensate immigration officers for the additional financial responsibilities they have been performing without remuneration? Second and final, what mandatory training programs are currently in place for immigration officers on professional conduct, customer service, hospitality, and ambassador training program to ensure that all frontline border officials represent Namibia positively to international visitors? I so submit.
Thank you. Please table the question. Honorable Kandorondu, Honorable Kalangula.
Thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. In respect of good governance and accountability, I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 18th June 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Works and Transport the following questions. Honorable Minister, it was brought to my attention that the Namibia Airports Company awarded West Air Aviation the right to develop a cargo facility at Hosea Kutako International Airport without conducting an open and competitive national bidding process. Other local and international companies have reportedly expressed long-standing interest in developing cargo infrastructure at Hosea Kutako International Airport. Honorable Minister, based on this background, I ask the following questions. Can the Minister confirm whether an open tender was advertised for the development of the cargo at Hosea Kutako International Airport? If not, what procurement method was used and under which legal provision was this method justified? Number two, why was a direct procurement approach adopted instead of an open competitive process as per Public Procurement Act, that as amended of Act 3 of 2022 and NAC's internal procurement policies? Number three, what criteria was used by NAC to determine that West Air Aviation was the most suitable entity to undertake the development of the cargo facilities? Lastly, number four, can the Minister institute or support an independent review or investigation into the procurement process followed, the decision-making procedure of the NAC board and executive management, and any potential conflict of interest involving NAC board members, the CEO, and representatives of West Air Aviation? I so submit, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Please table the question. Honorable Amkoto.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give a notice that on Thursday, the 25th June, 2026, I shall ask the Honorable Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Honorable Sangwasa James Sangwasa, the following question.
Ever absent.
It has been reported that Oceana Regional Council was allocated approximately 357.3 million for the 2025-2026 financial year, yet by the end of the fourth quarter, only 30.3% of the budget, amounting to 108.2 million, had been utilized. This raises a concern about the implementation of the development projects and the delivery of services to the residents of the region. I therefore wish to ask the Honorable Minister the following questions. Number one, why was only 30.3% of the Oceana Regional allocated budget utilized during the 2025-2026 financial year? Number two, which projects or programs were affected by the underutilization of the funds, and what impact has this had on community in the region?
Continue.
Number three, what were the main reasons for the failure to spend the remaining budget allocation? Number four, what measure is the ministry taking to ensure that the allocated funds are spent efficiently and on time so that planned projects are implemented?
Continue.
Number five, and the last one, will the ministry investigate this matter and provide this August House with a detailed report on the utilization of the Oceana Regional Council budget and the status of the project that were not completed? I so submit.
Very good. Thank you. Please table the question. Honorable Fries.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 18th of June, 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Gender Equality and Child Welfare, Honorable Dr. Emma Kantema, the following. While the Child Care and Protection Act of 2015 provides protection against bullying and emotional harm, it was enacted before the widespread integration of social media into the daily lives of many children and contains no specific provisions dealing with cyberbullying, digital exploitation,
Honorable Lizazi.
and online abuse. Given the increasing
No,
exposure
please.
of
The
children
member is on the floor. Let's not be technical with it. Let's respect the members, because next time you'll take the floor and want to be respected.
Given the increasing exposure of children to digital platforms and the growing risks associated with online harassment, cybercrime and harmful content, it is necessary to assess whether Child Care and Protection Act of 2015 is sufficient and relevant with the realities faced by many children in the digital age. I therefore ask the following questions, Honourable Deputy Speaker. Does the Ministry consider the current Child Care and Protection Act of 2015 sufficient and relevant to address online abuse among children? If so, on what basis? Second question, has the Ministry assessed the need for legislative amendments to the current Child Care and Protection Act of 2015 to explicitly address online abuse and digital child safety? If not, why not? And the last question, what mechanisms exist for cooperation between the Ministry, law enforcement agencies and technology stakeholders in addressing online harm affecting children? I so submit, Deputy Speaker.
Yeah, please table the question. Honorable Lucato.
Honorable Deputy Chairperson, point of correction, Deputy Speaker, leaders of various political parties, members of Parliament, good day and thank you for the platform. Today, Thursday, 11 June 2026, I hereby give note that on Thursday, 18 June 2026, I shall ask the Right Honorable Prime Minister, my relative and the family, and the Dr. Elijah Ngurare, the following questions. Progress on the implementation of National Development Plans, NDP 5 and NDP 6. Honorable Prime Minister, the National Development Plans, NDPs, serve as Namibia's principal roadmap for socio-economic development, are intended to guide the government's efforts in achieving national development objectives and improving the living standards of Namibians. In light of the importance of these plans, can the Right Honourable Prime Minister kindly inform this August House and the Namibian nation on the following? First, the question, what is the overall progress made in implementing the projects and the programmes contained in the 5th National Development Plan, number 1. Number 2, how many projects and programmes under NDP 5 were successfully completed and how many remain incompleted? 3, for those projects, programmes that were not completed and NDP 5, what were the main reasons for their non-completion? Number 4, what is the current implementation status of the projects and the programmes contained in the 6th National Development Plan, number 6? Number 5, how many NDP 6 projects have been completed to date? And how many are still under implementation or have not yet completed? Number 13, will government publish a comprehensive report detailing all completed, ongoing, delayed, and unimplemented projects under NDP 5 and NDP 6, including their projects? Honourable Deputy Speaker, I so submit.
Thank you. Please table the question. Honorable Kangulu.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 18th of June 2026, I shall ask my counterpart, Minister of Defence and Veteran Affairs, Honorable Franz Kapos, the following question. it has come to my attention that a number of former members of the Namibian Defence Force who voluntarily resigned from the service to pursue further education, professional training, and other career opportunities have expressed an interest in returning back to this service. Many of those individuals left the Defence Force in good standing and have since acquired additional qualification, skill, and experience that could potentially contribute to the operational effectiveness and institutional capacities of the Namibian Defence Force. Given the significant investment made by the state through the Ministry of Defence in training military personnel, as well as the importance of retaining institutional knowledge and experience, it is necessary to establish whether adequate mechanism exists to facilitate the re-enlistment of sustainable and suitable qualified members of the Namibian Defence Force. In that regard, Honourable Minister, I therefore ask whether the ministry or a minister have received requests or applications from those former members of the Namibian Defence Force who have voluntarily resigned from the services and adequately seeking to rejoin the Defence Force. Whether the ministry has existing policy framework mechanism governing the re-enlistment to or reintegration of the former Namibian Defence Force who left the service in good standing. If no such policies exist, whether the ministry has considered establishing a transparent and structural enrichment framework to accommodate suitable qualified former members, subject to operational requirements as prescribed. Whether the ministry has conducted an assessment regarding the potential benefit of reintegrating those former members who have possessed military training, operational experience, and additional qualification or academic and professionalism. Whether the ministry is satisfied that the current recruitment model adequately balance youth unemployment objective with the need to retain and utilize experienced former personnel of the Namibian Defence Force. In that regard, I so submit.
Please table the motion. Table the question. Any other written question? Honorable Binge Chiondo.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 18th of June 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports and Arts and Culture, Honorable Dr. Sanet Steenkamp, the following. The mental health, psychological well-being and educational success of our learners depend not only on classroom and teachers, but also on access to effective guidance and counseling services. However, Namibian school counseling program experience constant challenges, like the shortages of trained school counselors, inadequate counseling facilities, and over-reliance on teachers' counselors who must balance counseling responsibilities with full-time teaching activities. At a time when learners face growing challenges, such as bullying, social mental pressure, and mental health concern, it is important for Parliament to determine whether schools are effectively equipped to provide the necessary counseling and support services. I therefore direct the following questions to the Honourable Minister of Education. Does the Ministry have a policy target for the number of school counsellors required per school? Is the target achieved across all the schools in Namibia? If not, what are the measures in place to ensure that the target is reached, and what is the timeline thereof? What formal referral system exists between the school, health facilities, and social welfare services for learners requiring specialized mental health interventions? Has the Ministry conducted a national assessment of counseling needs in schools? If so, when was it conducted, and what is the key findings? What minimum qualification, certification standards, and ongoing professional trainings are required for teachers, counselors, And how does the ministry ensure consistency of training across all regions? I so submit, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Please table the question. Honorable, we are disposed of written questions now. Thank you. Honorable Venani.
Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Chief. Yeah.
20 minutes. Honorable Deputy Speaker, I rise on an urgent oral question, craving your indulgence to allow an urgent oral question to ask the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Lands, Resettlement, and all those other beautiful matters of the sea. Madam Inge Ramani, many of you don't know that she's my Shirama, and she's also my in-law. I must disclose that she's my Shirama. Yes, yeah. Hey, you people are too young to enter the fray of Oshiramo. You don't even know the codes. Honorable Inge Ramani, Minister of Agriculture, Lands, I want to ask you, there is a matter, a pending matter of the farm Okamuru in the Ochodonjupa region on the Waterberg Plateau, where generational farm laborers have lived on that farm since time immemorial. Even the former governor of Ochodonjupa, late Kavetuna, is buried not very far from there. These farmers have called me 2 weeks ago and last night again, claiming that they are being harassed by the farm owners. Herr Schneider Waterberg's son, I knew the father, I don't know the son very well, but the son has sold the farm to another white farmer, Mr. Roos, that's the name. Mr. Roos bought the farm. The allegation is that this farm was bought without due process of a waiver. True or not, I don't know, I want to hear it from you. But I want to ask you, as the leader in the resettlement and lands matter, how are we coming to the rescue of those farm laborers, generational farm laborers? Because the matter of Okamuru is about to get out of hand, where people want to take actions they want to take actions take the law in their own hands. Yes, I'm correcting myself. The law in their own hands, and they want to take actions. And they are saying this matter is not moving because it is on the desk of Minister Ramani, and she's the one not taking action. The governor, I've consulted the governor, I've consulted leaders, constituency councillors, and they are saying this matter is at the desk of the Minister of Agriculture. How do we resolve this acrimonious matter where people are now, their houses are being broken as we are speaking? The whites, Mr. Roosevelt, or whoever has made a recommendation that all their house should be removed from the end of this month, and if they don't do it, he is going to do it for themselves. So I want to know, how do we resolve this matter? What is the alternative? How are the farmers of Okamuru going to be assisted by the government? And what are you going to do? Actionable plans going forward. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker and Honorable Venani, for the question. Yes, I am aware about this particular farm, and it has been a long-standing matter. The fact of the matter is that the owner of the farm, the old Schneider, did allow those people to stay on that farm until then the old people have passed on. Then it was sold to the son, and the son then sold it on to the current owner. The current owner, unfortunately, the agreement between the original farm owner and the farmers was not in writing. There was nothing in writing that they had the right to stay, although they were demarcated in a portion of the area where they were staying, but there was nothing in writing. So when it came to my desk last year, we wrote to the owner to say, we have a problem with this issue that you are very well aware of. Are you willing to sell your farm? Or are you willing to enter into a conversation with the government so that we can resolve this matter? He never responded. Then I started having the engagement with the governor, who's also very much involved in this matter, for us to go and visit him. Now, without appointment, you can't enter the farm because the gate is under lock and key. So then I told the governor, even last week we were speaking about this matter with the governor. He was going to attend a Farmers' Day session in Oshuarongo. And I advised him that he must speak to those farmers who knows Mr. Roos to say this matter has to be resolved. And if they are unable to reach to him, then he must give me feedback so that we can consider what is the next course of action. In the meantime, we have bought farms for generational farm workers. I think in most of the regions, and I wrote to the governors in March to say, please give us a list of your generational corridors, though these ones are not generational, but corridor farmers grazing in corridor. And I even spoke to the governor. I said, maybe under the circumstances in which these people find themselves, I'm told it's about 5 households, can he put them on that list of farmers in corridors that could be considered for resettlement? I'm still waiting for the final submission. So if the Honorable Governor, you spoke to him and he says that I am aware, yes, I'm very aware. There's nothing on my table. My name gets used by all kinds of people that everything is sitting on my table. Is not true. If you go and search for that file, you wouldn't find anything. The only thing you find is my letter to him last year saying, can we have a conversation regarding this matter? So I think this is what I can say at this stage. We are aware. We are working within the confine of our laws. And I know the situation is very precarious because not only has he has been threatening them for the last 6 months. He takes his cattle, their cattle, he goes and sells and deducts. So it's a very precarious situation. And we are aware of it and we are working on it. Maybe the solution, not within the timelines, but I would like to engage that farmer myself and hear from him whether he is willing, but he's not responsive, he's not coming back to us. So until such time, we are going to see whether they can be included in the list of resettlement for generational corridor farmers. But the list is long, and there are so many who have been on that list for so long, but there is an exception in cases of emergency such as this one. I so submit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You see, I will be in danger going forward for the others. They will, but you can take it. I think the minister is on course. No, the minister is aware. She's on course. I'm just saying the next member will also want time, and we spend 10 minutes on this question. I don't say it's not important. I'm just playing chim for your indulgence. You have always been cooperative. You have been always cooperative. The other members will also next. No. I pray and I promise in break I will bring the two of you together. Honorable Mwashindange. Yeah. No, it's Honorable Mwashindange. I will bring the two of you together.
Thank you. Honorable Deputy Speaker, I have an oral urgent question to my counterpart, the Minister of Finance. Honorable Minister, the urgent question pertains to the delayed payment of invoices for suppliers of goods and services to state entities. It has been brought to our attention that some of these invoices takes, as long as 6 months, sometimes even more than, for them to be paid. Now, this situation is very, very dangerous to our small economy, because most of the suppliers of these goods and services are our esteemed SMEs. And it does not only affect the economy, it also affects business operations, and also risks closure of businesses, and also threatens employment in these particular companies that supply goods and services to the state. My question really to you, Honorable Minister, is I want to know what are the control measures that the Ministry of Finance, as the custodian of the state purse, is doing, or what measures do you have in place to enforce compliances with the policy of honoring deadlines to the respective OMAs? Because the deadline, one of the deadlines is in the Public Procurement Act. It states that invoices should be processed at least within 30 days, but we still see a prolonged time of really paying of these invoices. That is really, really dire to our SMEs. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, Honorable Mashindange. Thank you very much for the question. Yes, paying for goods delivered and services rendered is a provisional arrangement, especially in terms of the State Finance Act. But we have also realized that the offices, ministries, and agencies, some of them take long to honor the invoices from the suppliers, invoices that should be, in fact, honored within a period of 1 month. Within, it can be 1 week, it can be, but we should not exceed a month. And the complaints had also reached us, and as a government, what we have resolved is to take stock of all invoices not paid and to try to understand what are the reasons of us not paying. At times, we are also honest in saying, like we always say, when we budget estimates. And we first have to collect the revenue for us to be able to pay. In such instances, we normally inform the suppliers that we are not paying this month, give us 2 weeks or something like that. But ordinarily, it's more from offices, ministries, and agencies officials that are just there sitting with those invoices and they do not pay. So government has then resolved that we are going to take stock of all of us, offices, ministries, agencies, and we have to tabulate the outstanding invoices that have not been honored, and we are going to pay. So thank you very much for that question. The control measures are in place. We always ask for, we call them expenditure projections every month. We do our cash flow management, and we know who has not paid, and we tell them, please go and honor your financial obligations, because at the end, like I have said, services rendered, goods delivered have to be honored if they are to the satisfaction of the client. Thank you so much. I so submit, Chair.
Thank you. I've got Honorable Gandorondu.
Thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. My hand goes to Honorable Minister Ngeda Amwani, Minister of Agriculture. It's with regard to your Directorate of Rural Water Supply. Complaints had reached my office that I have an office. I have an office secretary with everything. And a PA, and a driver and a security. Yeah, by the way, the complaint is about non-functioning of your rural water supply offices almost across the country that are supposed to provide repair and maintenance of boreholes for the farmers. There are no trucks or lorries, there is no vehicle, offices, there is no computers, there is nothing. They are still operating on this long South African desk, that the one we used to have it during in our school dining halls, those long ones. So staff are coming only to fill in attendance register, 8 o'clock, after that they go, because there is nothing to be done at your offices. They're only receiving salary, end of the month, go to urban area, buy their food, and come back, fill in the register form for another 30 days. It's a holiday at rural water supply. Farmers have taken over the responsibility to repair and maintain their own boreholes because the government cannot come forth. Why is a situation like that, Honorable Minister? I thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Yeah, no, thank you very much,
Yeah.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Kandorovu. Thank you very much. Your office is really acting very, very actively participating. We appreciate that. But yes, the Rural Water Supply Directorate has been decentralized to the Regional Council. First point. So the primary responsibility lies with the regional councils. However, in terms of technical input and in terms of equipment, as and when it is required, the ministry will come in and budget for it. As it is currently, we have indeed heard of the challenges, not only the ones that you have referred to, in terms of the lack of availability. I remember last year already, late last year, when I went to, what is that place near Ochombinde? What is the capital of Ochombinde?
Talismanis.
Talismanis. Indeed, I met with the team from the Rural Water Directorate from the Maheke region. I had a chat with them, and they have explained to me some of the challenges. And we have a plan. We are working on a plan. In fact, early this week on Monday, we had a meeting with the department responsible for water affairs to address these critical water challenges, because as you know, from July to December is a critical month in terms of our water supply situation. So I've asked them to prepare a plan and to highlight the critical areas that we need to address, what are the requirements, and then once I receive that plan, we'll see where we can get the resources. But the responsibility is not entirely falling upon the ministry, although we still maintain custodian in terms of overseeing and technical advice. But you may also wish to ask from the regional council of that region concerned, what is their issue and what are the challenges and how do they intend to address it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, that said and done brings us to the end. Notices of motions. Come again. Please cite that rule. You see, I've been hearing this point of privilege. No, I want just to help me. You understand? Because when we go into the rules, I must also, that is one of the things I don't find in the rules. I sleep, I read, I sleep, I read, and I always saying, point of privilege. Just help me that one. 80? 83? 83? Or when a member may speak, a member may, no? Sit down, eh? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A member may, not shall, speak on the following. A question before the House or Committee of the whole House, amendments proposed to such questions, a question or amendment to which OSC has to move or is going to move, a question on a point of order or a question of privilege. Yeah, may. Okay. Okay, point of privilege granted. Yeah?
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, I just feel that the question that was presented by Honorable Fries is just the same question that was presented by Fries. Sorry. My apologies.
Yeah, it can also be Fries, you know.
It is a similar question that was presented by Honorable Mbuti. Question number 156 last year, targeting the same objective. Maybe you can look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, do your own. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, that's indeed a point of privilege. Yeah. So point of privilege must really be a privilege to bring to the attention to the proceedings. Yeah, thank you. We must help each other, isn't it? I did not say it's not there. I said I'm reading, I don't find it. Now I know 83D. I must, the Bible of, okay. Table office, can you, the question is, the matter is, the question of Honorable Fries, which one? 140? Which question number? 156. And the one and 156? Eh?
The questions looks similar, but only as 3-2, and then we can make the ruling Tuesday.
Okay. Okay, it's difficult now, but we do find some similarities. We'll just pronounce ourselves. Yeah. Okay. Now that gives us now, what is it? Notices of motions. I see Honorable Angula.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Honorable Deputy Speaker. No, it's not absenteeism, please.
Angula, since when do you speak to people who did not give you the floor?
She's my
since when do you respond to them?
Mother-in-law, that one. Honorable mother-in-law.
Is she your mother-in-law?
Yes.
Since when do you respond to people who don't give you the floor? That's the question I'm putting to you.
I withdraw.
Thank you.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, on the 31st of March 2021, the government liquidated the Namibia National Airline, Air Namibia, resulting in hundreds of employees losing their jobs. Although 12 months of ex gratia payments were provided to these employees, they were temporary and could not replace long-term employment and income security. Many former employees remain unemployed, underemployed, or economically distressed several years after the liquidation. Additionally, they still face problems securing their full severance payments 5 years later. The government has since, Honorable Nekundi, announced that its intention to establish a new national airline by December 2026. However, the new airline is expected to operate on a smaller scale than Air Namibia did before liquidation. This means that the new airline will not be able to absorb all the former employees of Air Namibia. It is therefore necessary for government to adopt a deliberate and humane employment redress program for the affected former employees. The state must not create a new national airline while leaving the workers of the former national airline abandoned. These workers possess valuable experience, institutional memory, and transferable skills that can still serve this country. Their reintegration into employment must therefore be treated as a matter of labor justice, poverty eradication, and public responsibility. I therefore move that this House debates the continued unemployment and hardship faced by former Air Namibia employees following the liquidation of the airline in 2021 and resolve to, number one, prioritize skilled former Air Namibia employees in the new national airline. This is to ensure that suitably qualified, licensed, and certifiable available former Air Namibia employees with specialized aviation skills are given first consideration for employment in the new national airline before non-former Air Namibia applicants are considered. Number two, absorb general skilled former Air Namibia employees into government OMAs, that is to direct the Office of the Prime Minister, the Public Service Commission, and relevant government institutions to develop a placement and absorption program for former Air Namibia employees who cannot be absorbed by the new airline. Three, create a verified database of former Air Namibia employees. That is to say, to mandate the Ministry of Works and Transport, in consultation with former Air Namibia representatives and unions, to compile a verified database of former Air Namibia employees, indicating their previous positions, qualifications, experience, current employment status, transferable skills, and placement needs. And finally, number four, that the responsible minister report to back to the National Assembly on the number of former Air Namibia employees identified, the number recruited into the new airlines, the number observed into OMAS, the number referred for training, and the number still unemployed, if any, as soon as the new airline is launched. I further move that this motion be referred to the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Poverty Eradication, Labor and Industrial Relations for further consideration, stakeholder consultation, and recommendations to this House. I so move.
Please table. I think maybe we need to, Honorable Hangula, is this now a notice or, yeah, I just want to understand, maybe somewhere we are not in sync with the understanding. It's not to say I just want to understand, is there something that we need to do more to bring each other on par?
I don't quite get the question, but if I'm to clarify, it is a motion to be discussed, to be referred to.
My question
notice
this is a notice.
Yes.
So you will still come to motivate?
Yes.
Okay. That's why, okay, thank you. That's why I was asking the question. Because I thought we have cleared that the notice is a short title, like a bill appropriation bill. Notice to discuss the retrenched Air Namibia workers or whatever. That's the notice. Then in the motivation, during the year 2025 or 2024, the government took a decision to liquidate this. This has caused tremendous workload into the employees. They were paid 12 months severance pay, and therefore, you understand. Yeah, that's how I thought we have brought each other on par. So maybe we need going forward, maybe just a reinforcement. I don't say it's wrong, but I'm saying a notice is always a very short introduction of the heading. And then the long explanation follows in the motivation. Now, the moment you see a notice having 2 pages, already you know that there is something. Okay, thank you. Honorable Thomas, at least there is 1 page, so.
Thank you very much. It's a half page. Honorable Deputy Speaker, honorable members, good afternoon. On Wednesday, June 17, 2026, I shall move
that this August House discuss, refer the matter to the relevant committee to investigate and report back to this August House for a recommendation for the flexibility of our mineral companies, copper, diamond, to support long-term government objectives. These mineral companies include mining such as diamond, is one of the Namibian top mineral producers, along with copper in this country, and seems to focus only on export to external factors. After diamond is and uranium are extracted, company seems not to be paying enough royalty tax and corporate tax to the government. However, these mining companies are unable to help fund a school, clinic, road, public services in full in terms of the countries. So submit.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now what is wrong?
No, nothing is wrong. Just table. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Shifeta.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, I give notice that on Tuesday, 16th June 2026, I shall move that this Assembly considers and approves the nomination of Dr. Gerson Sindano for the appointment as chairperson and Dr. Malaysia Leonard and Ms. Julieta Diva Ferreira as members of the Electoral Commission of Namibia by Her Excellency the President in terms of Section 6, subsection 17 of the Electoral Act of Act number 5 of 2014. I so move.
Please table the motion. I will explain. If you want to object, I will explain the procedure. Honorable Licato, I will explain the procedure. Let's just finish the motions.
My relative, brother, Deputy Speaker, members of Parliament. Today, Thursday, 11 June 2026, I hereby give notice that on Wednesday, 17 June 2026, I shall move that this August House discuss and agrees to table the motion to ensure that the Electoral Commission of Namibia reports to one single central office. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Please table the motion. Okay, Honorable Mbula. Okay, let me at least say point of privilege, 83D.
Yeah.
No, you are just saying, yeah, you were taught here. Honorable Kambala. Honorable Kambala.
Yes, Speaker, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I think what I'm trying to raise is a matter of procedure, or to understand the procedure thereof. In our understanding is that if there is a matter that is being brought to Parliament, the Prime Minister would have been want to be a new person by the President to be delegated to bring that motion or nomination to Parliament.
And, so I'm asking now, we are seeing a bench.
Backbencher.
A backbencher are making that nomination.
Okay.
And yeah, no, let me just finish. Let me just continue.
Honorable members.
Let us see one another. Yes, so that's one. Number two is that ideally, that's not what I'm trying to figure, because once it's tabled, do we then come back next week to discuss it in that fashion? That's definitely clarity from you, Speaker, so that once we are moving forward, then we have a clear understanding and no confusions.
Okay.
Yeah, and also will he be the one to do the responses as well? And in that understanding, Speaker, please.
Okay. Maybe just, honorable member, that's why I said let's finish the motions and then I will have explained so that we don't break the flow of the motions. Who? This is just for the understanding of the members. The first question, normally that provision is moved by the Deputy Speaker, ECN, always. But because I'm presiding, I cannot be the one moving. In where the conflict is, you follow the convention. As a backbencher or whatever you term him, he is the chairperson of the constitutional and legal affairs of your house. So in all other circumstances, ECN resorts. No, just wait, I'm answering. Oh, yeah, sorry, honorable members. ECN also resorts out of the 11 committees, parliamentary committees. ECN mandatory. That's why they meant to meet ECN last week, Friday, in Hobabes. So now, because the Deputy Speaker is now presiding, therefore, the chairperson of the constitutional is the one given. And that has happened in terms of statutory provisions, where even previously, the records indicate that when the Deputy Speaker was officiating, then the chairperson of the constitutional committee is the one. Two. Now, because he moved, they want to clear with the Prime Minister. The Electoral Commission, supervisory institution, is the National Assembly. And therefore, when the Act, I knew the question will come. That's why I brought it. They say the President must, within 7 days after the date of which the recommendation has been submitted to him or her, under subsection 16, nominate the applicants for the approval of the National Assembly as chairperson and the members of the commission. So the Act says, because the National Assembly, remember the adverts and everything was done by the National Assembly. And therefore the National Assembly submit this to the President, for the President to select the chairperson and to select the nominees for the approval of the House. That's why Prime Minister is not here. But when it's any other, where the Prime Minister is indicated representing President, like Public Service Commission and so, it will be Prime Minister. But this one, the Act says it's the House. Okay, are we clear? Thank you. Thank you very much. Honorable Kambala Vakir. Okay. I think I extended the greatest, yeah, please. Honorable, Imvula. No.
Just waiting for the mic.
No, the mic is there.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Honorable members, I hereby give notice that on the 16th of June 2026, I shall move the following. Concerns continue to rise pertaining the administration and allocation of land by local authorities across Namibia. Recent reports of preferential land allocations, disputes relating evictions in informal settlements, and allocations that certain individuals own multiple plots, while many residents remain landless, has raised questions about the transparency and accountability in the administration of urban land in Namibia. These concerns have been reported in relation to various local authorities, including allegations surrounding land transactions in Ondangwa, evictions in Oshakati and Windhoek, and concerns raised by community leaders regarding possible multiple plot ownership in informal settlements. Such allegations undermine, in actual fact, public confidence and warrant urgent investigation. I now move that this Honorable House calls upon the Minister of Urban and Rural Development to conduct a comprehensive audit of land ownership and land allocation practices across all local authorities in Namibia. That it directs the auditor or audit it directs that the audit identifies instances of multiple plot ownership, irregular allocations, underdevelopment municipal plots, and any potential conflicts of interest involving public officials. Thirdly, that it requires all local authorities to cooperate fully with the audit and provide all relevant records relating to land allocation and ownership. And lastly, that this House directs that the findings and recommendations of this audit be tabled before this August House within 12 months of its commencement. I therefore urge the House to refer this matter to the relevant standing committee, and I so submit.
Thank you.
So
Please,
move.
please table the motion.
Thank you.
Honorable Cooper. No, I have addressed that point, Musmasai, after every person. No, my brother. One size fits all. Yeah.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, I move in terms of Rule 124H, read together with Rule 76, 1D, of the Standing Rules, Orders and Internal Arrangements of the National Assembly, that leave of absence be granted to Honorable Sophia Shaningwa on 11 June 2026 for official duties. I so move, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Please table the motion. Dr. Dengwangut. Honorable Shimi. Honorable members, I will take all the motions, motions, and then we can break if you want. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. I move in terms of Rule 124H, read together with Rule 76, 1B of the Standing Rules and Orders and internal arrangements of the National Assembly, that leave of absence be granted to Honorable Sankwasa James Sankwasa on the 11th of June 2026 to enable him to attend a funeral. I so move, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Please table the motion. Yeah, let me just finish. I will give you. Honorable Karupu.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, I move in terms of Rule 124H, read together with Rule 76, Sub-Rule 1C of the Standing Rules, Order and Internal Arrangements of the National Assembly, that leave of absence be granted to Honorable Christina K.I. Ndaka on 11 June 2026 to enable her to attend to urgent private matter.
I so move, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Please table the motion.
Accepted.
Honorable Ithete. This is one of the rules that needs amendment.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
Yes, Honorable Deputy Speaker, honorable members, I move in terms of Rule 124H, read together with Rule 76(1)C of the Standing Rules and Order in terms internal arrangement of National Assembly, that leave of absence be granted to Honorable Austin Samupwa on the 11th June 2026 to enable him to attend to urgent matters. I so move, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Please table the motion. I said, let me finish the motions. Yeah. Honorable Ligando.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. I hereby move without notice in terms of Rule 124H and Rule 761C that leave of absence be granted to Honorable Rodney Klute as from 9 June 2026 till further notice.
Thank you. Please table the motion. Okay, now I thought, okay, Honorable Nashinga, Angula, and I call, I think it's the three. Motions, ne?
No.
We are not motion.
We are done with the motions.
We are done with motions.
Yeah, privilege. I rise on
You must cite the rule, ne?
Rule 8, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Sorry, 83. 83. But I'm really just seeking clarity on the explanation that you have provided earlier on the motion tabled by Honorable Shifeta, to perhaps just clarify where you have derived the authority to delegate, because it's not provided.
Okay.
Thank you.
I repeat myself. I say where the statute is not explicit, you follow the convention. The convention is in the past. The convention is what has normally happened, which our parliament, and all others in other jurisdictions. Come again? From tradition, the Commonwealth provision, where we inherit the two-house bilateral Commonwealth system, says when the presiding officer is presiding, any other functionary of the House can be delegated to perform a function. Any other functionary. That's why I'm giving you to say it's not Honorable Shifeta per se. It's the chairperson of the Constitutional and Legal Affairs. I make emphasis not to say it's not the individual, but the responsibility that he entrusts. And not any other chairperson. You look at the Constitutional Affairs in terms of delegation is also vested with interrogation of Electoral Commission. So it's from that angle that Honorable Shifeta moves as the chairperson. Yeah. I will cite the rule where the statute says the convention must be followed. Okay. Thank you. We can now break for 15 minutes. We'll come back 16 hours.
This is NBC1. It's ours.
And this time, we bring every moment of that journey straight to you.
And what a journey that's going to be. The pressure, the passion, the heartbreak, and the glory. Because at the FIFA World Cup, one moment can change everything.
A single goal can silence a stadium. A single save can inspire a nation. And before a champion is crowned, stories are written that will be talked about for years to come.
Those stories begin long before the final. They begin with rivalries, expectations, and millions of fans believing this could be their year. But the beauty of football is that nobody truly knows how the story ends. And that's why we watch. For the moments nobody sees coming. For the goals that leave us speechless and the matches we'll never forget. For 90 minutes, the whole world becomes one conversation.
And wherever that conversation takes us, NBC Sport will be there. From the opening match to the final whistle, from the first dream to the lifting of the trophy, we'll bring you every chapter of football's greatest story. The FIFA World Cup 2026, live on NBC Sport.
This Friday on Twin Turbo, as NBC celebrates 35 years of broadcasting, we take a trip back in time to relive a piece of Namibian motorsport history. Join us as we revisit the highlights of the 1990 Total Tara Rally. Experience the cars, the drivers, the action, and the memories that helped shape motorsport in Namibia. Don't miss the special anniversary edition of Twin Turbo. Catch it on NBC2 at 1900 hours.
The number of crashes on our roads have increased dramatically.
There are ways digitally to identify people and hold them accountable.
Of course, we have to move within the ambit of the law. And if the law doesn't allow it, we have to do amendments.
One infection is one that as a society we cannot afford.
It is typically considered a childhood disease.
The best way to prevent this is really to get vaccinated.
We also have to make sure that the community, they also receive information. Why is it that they have to be immunized?
Is banning the access the answer? Does it risk pushing the problem out of sight?
If you are exposed to such unrealistic life standards at such an early age, it's going to affect how you're looking at yourself.
You obviously don't want to take away somebody's right to free speech, right? You don't want them to not be able to express themselves.
If they had to implement the strategy, we need all hands on deck.
We speak to the heads of ministries, government agencies and institutions.
We don't really have a lot of challenges, and that I want to thank the Namibian public.
This is NBC One. It's ours.
We really contribute a lot because we are entertaining the nation, we inform the nation, and we educate the nation.
Yeah. Being the most trusted broadcaster in the country.
A lot actually. NBC is a, public broadcaster. So when the nation goes, NBC goes. So, inspiring educating. Yes, entertaining.
Since it is a voice of the nation, there are some people that are out there in remote areas. When they hear of there's an event, let's say Kasinga Day, obviously they will think of NBC. Because when they hear of that, they don't have to worry because NBC is always there to bring them, to show them what is happening around the world, or on that specific day.
NBC's greatest contribution to Namibia is to inform and educate the Namibian nation?
Informing the nation, yeah, definitely informing.
Since we are a vast nation that's spread across, radio has been one of the vast media coverage that our nation rely on.
We contributed a lot, man, in terms of just, disseminating the information, getting the message across to hundreds and thousands of Namibians worldwide. Yeah, man, and what else? And yeah, we are here to entertain you guys, we are here to inform you guys, and we are here to educate you guys.
It's the voice of the nation. It brings people's stories, tells people's stories. Yeah.
So I would say it has contributed a lot in terms of entertainment. It has made most of the artists popular, and it also brought music to the people. And it has also educated enough in terms of giving out different information on topics, for example, on health. Whenever there are vaccinations, NBC is always on the lookout to announce the dates for immunization, and also for school programs. For example, when the school is starting, when the school is closing, where people can go and enroll for different courses, stuff like that.
For me, it would be a primary source, the audience being the first ones to get information from NBC. So I think that would be
I think it has been a great contributor to the nation in a way that in most of especially when you interact with the old people, the one that use mostly the radio station or the radio service, whenever if they don't hear anything from NBC, then they don't believe it. They say they wait for NBC, and then they know that is true. Otherwise, other than that, if it's not from NBC, then no, forget about it.
One of the greatest contributions would probably be a 90% coverage of the Namibian nation, like covering spaces and just reaching out to 90% of the population. Yeah, sorry for my juggle of words.
Being able to tell stories and being able to get the ordinary Namibian out there to the fore. I'm an example.
Let me tell you a story about a brave one called Namibia. Our looks are not the only definition of our roots. Our roots live in the stories stitched into the clothes we wear. Every fabric, every bead, every color, every skin carries the power of those who came before us. Culture is not just something we remember. It is something we dress in, something we walk in, something we dare the world to see. The Damara once wore the land itself. Animal skins, leather softened by the sun, beads the color of earth and quiet survival. Their clothing was never for beauty alone. It was protection, it was belonging. Then strangers came. Cotton cloth, long skirts, rules about bodies that never asked to be ruled. They said our ways were not proper. Many things changed, but culture. Culture is stubborn. The Nama walked with the desert, carrosses against burning days, freezing nights. Foreign cloth arrived, yes. Still today, their dresses move like wind, bright, proud, unapologetic, refusing to disappear. The Herero women once dressed for movement, walking the long cattle paths, free beneath the open sky. Then came heavy Victorian dresses, meant to erase them. But Herero women, they did something powerful. They turned that dress into pride. Today their skirts stretch wide like the Namibian plains, and their horn-shaped headpieces still whisper of cattle, the heartbeat of their people. Among the Awambu, clothing was life itself. Beads that spoke, colors that knew names, ages, stories. Before cotton crossed oceans, they wore what the land gave them. Leather, patience, identity. Then the missionaries came. They brought cotton, needles, and rules. They said ochre was not holy. They said beads belonged to the past. And slowly, many believed them. But the land remembers. Today the Ondelela wraps around their bodies white cloth with linens of red, blue and pink stripes, like stories refusing to stay silent. The Ohemba Dontulo flows at weddings in moments that matter. And the beads, they came back. Red ochre glowing like sunset on skin, braids speaking life stages, jewelry carrying weight, meaning pride. Among them, nothing is decoration. Everything is truth. Along the banks of the Kavango River, where the water hums its endless song, the Kavango people learned that clothing should never fight the body. Women tied soft skirts around their waist, shaped from animal skin and woven plants, light enough to dance with the wind. They moved through fields, through water, through life itself, their clothing never holding them back. Nothing was excess. Everything had purpose. But slowly, beauty found its voice. Beads began to gather around necks, around wrists, around ankles. Then the world shifted. Other fabrics came. Trade came. Changed, arrived quietly. Women wrapped bright fabrics around their bodies, colors blooming like river flowers, headscarves tied with grace. The new did not erase the old. It simply learned to sit beside it. And before all of us, they were the sun. They wore the silence of the earth, light skins of animals tied gently to the body. Nothing excessive, nothing wasted. Their clothing was not made to be seen. It was made to move, through the grass, through the wind, through a world where survival depended on becoming part of it. In the lush lands of the Zambezi, the Caprivian people dressed in rhythm with water. Their clothing was light, alive, full of movement. Wraps of fabric, bright and bold, patterns that danced like reflections on water. When new fabrics arrived, they did not replace the old. They listened, they learned, and slowly they blended. Headscarves tied with grace, like quiet crowns of identity, fabrics wrapped with pride, holding stories in every fold. The Musisi, flowing gently, shaped by both history and womanhood. The Mashamba, vibrant, alive, echoing the rhythm of daily life and celebration. Today, their clothing still dances like the river, never still, always shifting, always speaking. carrying the past in one hand and the present in the other. Those who came from far away and stayed. Namibians with European roots brought with them their styles, structured, tailored, formal. Suits, dresses, clean lines. Clothing shaped by colder lands, different histories. But Namibia changes you. Under this sun, even foreign fabric learns to breathe differently. Lighter materials, a blend of modern African influence, a quiet adaptation. Today, their style lives between worlds too, global yet touched by Namibia. Because whether by birth or by history, anyone who walks this land long enough begins to carry a piece of it. And then the Tswana. Clothing was never just about covering the body. It was about identity you could see from a distance. Women wrapped themselves in letisi, printed fabrics rich with meaning, each pattern chosen carefully, each design speaking of dignity, celebration, and belonging. Skirts pleated with precision, moving with quiet elegance. Shawls resting softly on the shoulders like a gentle embrace of culture. When new influences came, modern styles, global trends, the Tswana did not let go of who they were. They adapted, but they did not disappear. Today, Tswana attire still carries a balance between tradition and modern grace. And then the Busters, a story of crossing, of becoming. Born between worlds, African and European, their identity was never simple. Their clothing tells that same story. Long dresses, structured, modest, echoing European influence. But look closer. The way it's worn, the way it's carried, that is something entirely their own. You see, child, clothing can change. But the soul of a people, that is much harder to take away. From bold traditions to modern African elegance. Our outfits tell stories words sometimes cannot. Namibia is a spirit, and we carry that spirit on our shoulders, in our culture, in our style, in the clothes that remind us and the world where we come from. We don't just represent Namibia, we wear Namibia.
Happy 35th birthday, NBC. It's ours. Every story starts somewhere. Ours began in 1991. From the very beginning, we have carried one clear purpose: to inform, to entertain, and to inspire. From our early analog days to the digital future, we continue to build. We have been part of Namibia's journey, traveling across the vast landscapes of our country, telling the stories that connect us. We have captured the moments that matter, the joy, the pain, the culture, the heritage, and the history of a brave and resilient people. Through it all, one truth has remained constant: it's ours. NBC has been the bridge between home and the world. Through our news, our programs, our voices, and our people, we bring the world closer to Namibia and take Namibia closer to the world. Everywhere, every day. This is more than a birthday. It is a story of resilience, a celebration of media freedom, democracy, and national pride. Join us as we look back on 35 years of growth, milestone, memories, and service to the nation. Happy 35th birthday, NBC. It's ours.
We really contribute a lot because we are entertaining the nation, we inform the nation, and we educate the nation.
Being the most trusted broadcaster in the country.
A lot actually. NBC is a, public broadcaster, so
when the nation goes, NBC goes. So, you know, inspiring education, educating, yes, And entertaining. Since it is the voice of the nation, there are some people that are out there in remote areas. When they hear of there's an event, let's say Kasinga Day, obviously they will think of NBC, because when they hear of that, they don't have to worry, because NBC is always there to bring them, to show them what is happening around the world, or I mean, on that specific day.
NBC's greatest contribution to Namibia is to inform and educate the Namibian nation.
Informing the nation, yeah, definitely informing.
Since we are a vast nation that's spread across, radio has been one of the vast media coverage that our nation rely on.
We contributed a lot, man, in terms of just, you know, disseminating the information, getting the message across to hundreds and thousands of Namibians worldwide. Yeah, man, and what else? And yeah, we are here to entertain you guys, we are here to inform you guys, and we are here to educate you guys.
It's the voice of the nation. It brings people's stories, it tells people's stories. Yeah.
So I would say it has contributed a lot in terms of entertainment. It has made most of the artists popular, and it also brought music to the people. And it has also educated enough in terms of giving out different information on topics, for example, on health. Whenever there are vaccinations, NBC is always on the lookout to announce the dates for immunization, and also for school programs. For example, when the school is starting, when the school is closing, where people can go and enroll for different courses, stuff like that.
For me, it would be a primary source, the audience being the first ones to, like, you know, get information from NBC. So I think that would be.
I think it has been a great contributor to the nation in a way that in most of the, especially when you interact with the old people, the one that use mostly the radio station or the radio service, whenever if they don't hear anything from NBC, then they don't believe it. They say they wait for NBC.
Thank you. Welcome back. Okay, we are done with motions. Ministerial statement. Not today, yeah. Reports of the Committee of the Whole House. It brings us to the orders of the day. The questions. We are dealing with first question. Question number 131 by Honorable Swartboy. Does Honorable Swartboy or any other member move? Okay. But just for the record, man, just press. Honorable Mvula, yeah. I put the question, Honorable. Thank you.
Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Minister, you are delegated. Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise in this August House to respond to the question asked by Honorable Swatboy in relation. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to respond to the question asked by Honorable Swatboy in relation to Shark Island. Shark Island was declared a National Heritage Site in 2019, with a public announcement made on 11 March 2020 to raise awareness of its significance. As such, all development proposals require prior approval from the National Heritage Council of Namibia, a statutory body under the Ministry of Education. Okay, I shall try and speak louder. Before providing responses to the specific questions on Shark Island, it is important, however, for me to first navigate a broader fundamental question, which is, can heritage conservation and development coexist? The answer is yes. Heritage conservation and economic development are often presented as competing objectives. However, international experience demonstrates that they can indeed coexist, provided that development is guided by the principles of sustainable development, integrated spatial planning, and heritage-sensitive design. Rather than viewing heritage sites as obstacles to growth, they can be incorporated into development strategies that generate economic, cultural, educational, and tourism benefits. The challenge for Namibia regarding the potential expansion of the port of Shark Island is therefore not whether development should occur, but how development can occur while preserving the site's historical, cultural, and memorial significance. The experience of Robben Island, Stone Town, Mozambique Island, Elmina Castle, Pearl Harbor, and Portsmouth demonstrate that heritage conservation and major infrastructure development are not mutually exclusive. The key lesson is that development must be designed around heritage values rather than replacing them. These international examples demonstrate that economic development and heritage conservation can be mutually reinforcing when governments adopt integrated planning frameworks. The most relevant lesson for Namibia is that sites associated with difficult histories, war, colonialism, slavery, or human suffering can be protected while allowing adjacent economic infrastructure to expand. For Shark Island, if endorsed by the National Heritage Council, the most sustainable approach would be a heritage-sensitive port expansion strategy in which the core memorial landscape is preserved and enhanced, while Namport's expansion occurs through carefully planned buffer zones, alternative infrastructure layouts, and rigorous heritage impact assessments. Such a model would allow Namibia to pursue economic growth while safeguarding one of the country's most historically significant sites for future generations. Any proposed development at a declared heritage site, including Shark Island, or any other heritage site in Namibia, must be accompanied by a heritage impact assessment that outlines potential impacts and recommends mitigation measures. The HIA for the proposed expansion was submitted, reviewed, and formally rejected by the Heritage Council on 31 July 2024 due to the site's sensitive heritage status. NHC was further informed by Namport that the rejection was premature, pending completion of critical studies such as underwater, noise, and visual impact assessment. Namport subsequently submitted a comprehensive application in April 2026 for the National Heritage Council's consideration, accompanied by a number of specialist studies, including a visual impact assessment, noise impact assessment, and underwater archaeological assessment. The application is currently before Council for consideration. The outcome of the evaluation will be communicated through the appropriate channels. Secondly, the site is already declared a heritage site with the purview of the National Heritage Act, and the Ministry through its organs. NHC will ensure that its status remains protected. Number 3, following Cabinet Resolution 20-09-11-21-016 to transfer the management of Shark Island from NWR to the NHC, a technical committee was established to implement this decision. The aim is to manage the site in a manner befitting its dignity and heritage significance, rather than as a recreational campsite. Once management is formally transferred, NHC's plans for Shark Island include guided and unguided tours to promote understanding and significance of the site, as well as to establish a museum budgeted at 400,000 for this financial year. Secondly, the ministry, in collaboration with its stakeholders, has initiated discussions on the potential nomination of Shark Island to the World Heritage List under the framework of the 1972 Convention concerning the protection of the world cultural and natural heritage. The outcome of these discussions will inform subsequent actions, including the commissioning of further research and the preparation of a nomination dossier for submission to UNESCO through the World Heritage Center. Honorable Speaker, I still have 2 pages to proceed, but I know my time is elapsed. I do think this is an important topic. With
Yes.
your indulgence to continue.
Yes.
The National Heritage Council, through its Heritage Education Program, will continue to raise awareness about the site's significance and educate the public on activities that are compatible with the preservation of its heritage values. To date, 3 stakeholder meetings have been held, 2 July, 2nd July, 28 July, and 29 July 2024. The meeting of the 29th brought together several stakeholders involving the community, NAMPORT, NTLA, and the Ovaherero Genocide Foundation, among others. Deliberations covered the transfer process, NHC's future management plans, NAMPORT's proposed development, as well as stakeholder contributions. The Ministry and NHC will continue to organize similar consultative meetings in order to ensure that the public and stakeholders are informed of all developments in respect of Shark Island. In line with Section 58 of the National Heritage Act, the NHC will develop a conservation and management plan for Shark Island in consultation with key stakeholders. This plan will mitigate risks, prevent destruction, support informed decision-making, and enhance interpretation of the site's heritage value. Heritage places are designated as such to provide for their protection and sustainability so that the current generations can utilize them in ways that benefit their significance. It is not news that the Nama and Herero communities hold commemorative events on Shark Island. The Ministry has supported these communities with transport to and from these commemorative events and through the participation of senior government officials who presented statements, as well as forming part of various public lectures organized during these events. As I conclude, the Ministry's participation demonstrates its recognition of the need for current generations to cultivate a culture of commemorations, which will be passed on to future generations. Committed to safeguarding the integrity of Shark Island and ensuring its heritage is preserved for present and future generations. I so submit. Thank you.
Thank you. That disposes of the question. Now we go to question 140. Okay. Is there anyone on behalf of Honorable Isab that wants to put the question? Honorable Imvula?
Yes, I so put the question.
No, 139, the Deputy Minister is not here. Oh. Okay.
I believe the Deputy is delegated.
We jumped to 139.
Oh.
And I was saying the Minister is not here of Justice. So we are at 140. Honorable Aisha puts the question. Honorable Imvula put the question on behalf of Honorable Aiku. Yeah. Ayuman. Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, honorable members, I rise to respond to the question that have been asked by Honorable Aiku of LPM in the order that I'm going to read hereafter. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, as per the provision of the Local Authorities Act, Act number 23 of 1992, Section 30 and Section 73, as amended, requires the local authorities to collect revenue through various streams to set up annual tariffs regulating the collection of revenue, to manage and control debts, as well as to develop and review the credit control policies. However, in the process of implementing municipal revenue collection methods, policies and regulations, local authorities have to take cognizance of the high levels of poverty which is prevalent in various areas of their jurisdictions, and have to develop various initiatives to assist those customers, residents, who are economically unable to meet normal rates and service charges. Now, having given that introductory response, I will not repeat the questions and go straight to the answers. Question 1 goes as yes, the infrastructure assessment was done during the financial year 2021-2022. The second assessment was carried out between July 2023 to 18 August 2023, which focused on the undertaking a detailed review of the financial positions and abilities of the various local authorities in order for government to be able to identify the shortcomings in their operations. The following are the stakeholders that participated in the exercise. Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform then, Ministry of Mines and Energy, Ministry of Finance and Public Enterprises also then, NAM Power, NAM Water, Electricity Control Board. As a custodian ministry, we are fully aware of the growing concern and demand to upgrade the aged bulk supply infrastructure, especially the sewer rediculation networks, given the growing population within our local authorities. Therefore, for remedial measures and as point of departure for any development, we are in regular engagements with our local authorities as well as the developers, both private and public, to seriously consider the upgrade and installing of bulk infrastructure that responds to the given end user population. Question number 2. Honorable members, the exercise concluded that poor budgeting and incorrect proportioning of budget amongst main sources of revenue, low collection rates, the use of outdated tariffs at regional councils and local authorities, as well as poor billing and record keeping, are the major setbacks in their respective financial operations. The recommendation was that in order to alleviate the accumulated RC and local authorities' debts to the utilities, central government may consider financial assistance to roll out prepaid systems for metering and billing for most customers at regional councils and local authorities, so that regional councils and local authorities can be fully migrated to a prepaid metering system with a bulk supply or with bulk suppliers. Currently, honorable members, the ministry is busy implementing the recommendations in Rundu, Marienthal, Riepov, Karasberg, Aranos, Keetmanshoop, Hobabes, Korihas, and other towns. From question 3, the answer goes as follows. According to Local Authority Act, Act number 23 of 1992, as amended, local authorities must collect revenue from the provision of the following basic municipal services, such as rate and taxes, water, sewerage, refuse removal, electricity, roads, parks, cemeteries, land sales, and lease of land. Despite the increased diversification in municipal revenue, property tax remain the principal revenue resource or the source. Approximately 95% of all property taxes are levied in the form of a property value tax, also known as rates and taxes. This also includes land leases to large land users for various usage, such as power generation, telecommunication, towers, etc. The ministry continued to advocate for local authorities to venture into joint ventures and commercialization of some services, municipal enterprises development initiatives, as provided for in the Local Authority Act, Act number 23 of 1992, as amended. Question number 4. The answer is that the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development is well aware of the challenges faced by subnational governments, particularly local authorities, in diversifying their revenue streams and consequently develop their localities. To this end, the ministry had been seized with implementing concrete policies, measures to diversify subnational governments' revenue streams and ensure their financial sustainability. Honorable members, to drive sustainable local economic development in local authorities, the ministry has been advocating and implementing the following key economic development policies offering in various local authorities. And it goes as follows. Number one, investment incentives, business support services, infrastructure development, local content requirements, tourism development, local economic development structures, stakeholders engagement, public investment, lastly, small business development. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, by implementing the above policy offerings, we are very certain that our local authorities can create enabling environments for local economic development, attract investments, and promote sustainable economic growth. The government remains committed to finding practical resolutions to the issues of sustainable sub-national governments, and my ministry, now the minister speaking, has been and continue working on various initiatives that address these issues, particularly promoting local economic development and ensuring access to basic services for all residents in their respective localities. I so submit, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. We have disposed of now it's question, help me, table office. 141. Minister is not here. Justice. 143. Minister is not here. 146. Honorable Lucato.
I pose question, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Do you put the question or you pose the question?
I pose.
I
pose.
I pose the question. Yes. English, ne? Come again? No, he's posing the question. Huh? 146. You are not 146. Which one? Should we go to the next one? Okay. Thank you. We'll come back. Just look for it. 146. We'll come back, Honorable Lucato. 149. The minister is not here. 152. I saw them. Does Honorable Klute or somebody put the question? Pose the question? Deferred. Okay. Question is deferred. No, but who defers? Please, for the record. Chief Whip. Honorable Likando.
Yeah, the question is deferred.
Okay. No, the deputy could have taken. Yeah. Jochi, I'll tell. You'd fear woman. Okay. Okay. 159. Deputy, are you ready? 159. Or
156.
156. Okay. Deputy, 146, are you on? No. Deputy was saying she's looking for something of 146. No, okay. Then we are at 15. Help me. 156. 156. Does Honorable Mbuti put a question? Honorable Likando?
It's deferred.
It's deferred?
Yes.
Okay, the question is deferred. Minister? Yeah.
Yeah, just to make it clear that that question is already answered last Thursday.
It's answered?
Yeah. Maybe just a
No.
mistake from the secretary.
Okay, Secretariat, please check that question. 146. Okay, sorry. 156. There is a dispute. It apparently was attended to last Thursday, so let's just double check. We'll come back with that. Then we have question 159. Deputy, are you ready?
159 is deferred.
It's deferred. Okay. Now at least this one. We are somewhere. Question 163, Honorable Freeze. Huh? No. There is no 160 here. Which paper do you have? You have got... Yeah, just wait. The one I'm having does not have 160. The latest.
There is a new edition.
Honorable Lucato's question is 146, the one that is in this book. Yeah, no. Hello? You are an honorable member, there are messengers here. Eh? Make use of them. Service. Are we together? Okay. We are at question 163. Honorable Freeze.
I put the question, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Freeze. This question dates back to July of last year. This is how behind we are, but we try to update it. So I rise to respond to the question posed by Honorable Freeze on the Land Acquisition and Development Fund within the Ministry for the year ended 31st March 2024. And on the first question, why the Land Acquisition Development Fund received an adverse opinion, this is the reason why, that the fund is using a manual system. And as a result of this manual system, it is difficult to allocate income that is received to the period to which it is due. And therefore, in order to address this challenge, the ministry is, before I go to what is being done, I just want to explain how the payments are currently done. Currently, the land tax income was recorded when the payments were received instead of when the income was due, as per the appropriate accounting standards. This resulted in an income discrepancy of 2.9 million between the financial statement and the valuation roll. To address the identified shortcomings and improve the administration of land tax on commercial agricultural land, the ministry started developing a commercial agricultural rating and taxation system. This system will be comprised of two modules. One for computer-aided mass appraisal system, otherwise CAMA, and the land tax payment reconciliation system. The Namibian Resettlement Farms Administration system has been developed. However, the consultant, which is UNAM, is presently concluding the remaining deliverables within the agreed period, which will end in November 2026. To date, a total of 75,599 resettlement applications have been captured on the system. The system is expected to be developed and to be deployed to all the 14 divisions land regional offices by end of July 2026. And a refresher training program will be accorded to the users by September 2026. The systems will continuously be enhanced for greater overall functionality, capability, and reliability. Once operational, the system will address the identified anomalies, enhance the efficiency and accuracy of the land tax administration system to ensure compliance with the required standards. Currently, the ministry is also in the process of engaging with a reputable audit firm to ensure that the recording and accounting entries of the fund are properly maintained and comply with the requirements in order to address the issue of wrongly allocated accounts, such as trade receivable. This is one of the reasons also that an amount of 9.9 million was recognized as trade receivable, which was wrong and allocated as such. But according to the definition of the appropriate standard, this was supposed to not be reported as trade receivable, therefore leading to overstatement of the trade receivable. Once again, the commercial agricultural rating and taxation system, comprising of the two systems that I referred to before, is developed, the ministry will request the transfer of the land tax administration from currently at NAMRA to the Ministry of Agriculture in consultation with the Minister of Finance. Then the issuing of the tax assessment and the collection of land tax and reconciliation will be done by the ministry. In terms of the 30 million investment in post-resettlement fund, this is the answer, that the fund also incorrectly recorded the 30 million as an investment, which did not meet the definition of an asset under the appropriate standard. Instead, the Agricultural Bank of Namibia, or AgriBank, which has a memorandum of understanding with the ministry for this investment, is responsible for accounting for all the funds allocated for post-resettlement support fund, including interest accrued and loan repayments by the beneficiaries. Therefore, to address this problem, the 30 million has been expensed off in a financial statement of the ministry, as recommended by the Auditor General. Then Honorable Fries asked whether I can explain why the audit findings dating back to 2018 remain unresolved, and what accountability measures are being pursued against those responsible for repeated non-compliance. I can assure you, Honorable Member, that the ministry is seized with the matter. We are identifying where the bottlenecks are and will deal with them accordingly. However, in terms of the 2018 to 2019 to 2024 and 2021 financial years, we only audited a year later. The findings remain unresolved due to the development of the system. As indicated, the ministry is operating a manual system for the administration of land tax, but we are in the process of developing a computerized system to address the abnormality and ensure smooth administration of the land tax in line with the required standards. While the fund continue to use cash basis method for recording land tax purposes, the following is the answer. The ministry acknowledged that the current land tax imposition is on cash basis methods of accounting instead of accrual basis due to lack of a computerized system. And in order to address this abnormally, we are busy developing a computerized system. Unfortunately, before the system was could be developed, there was also a malware attack in 2022, which I understand wiped out all the ministerial systems, including the land tax payment reconciliation system. There was a post-mortem conducted to remedy the situation. It was agreed to cut down on the system and the two systems, namely the ones I referred to be combined. And with time, the two computer-based systems that was previously used became obsolete and redundant, both in software and hardware. Budgetary provisions were made for the last financial year to address the above-mentioned challenges. I see my time is up. Honorable Deputy Speaker, I can provide the written answers. Let me just conclude by saying that the ministry remains committed to strengthening the financial management and governance, ensuring full compliance with the appropriate standards, and these reforms will enhance transparency, accountability, and effective administration of the commercial, agricultural land tax. Thank you. I so submit, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Satisfied?
Yes, Honorable Deputy Speaker, I thank the Minister for the reply given. I just need
the reply.
A hard copy.
Yeah, hard copy.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. No, I've received numerous requests also for the ministerial statement of yesterday. I think I will follow up with, if the Honorable Minister can, I don't know, send it electronically to table office, so that table office can make maybe 1 or 2 copies for the members who are interested. Is it fine, Honorable Minister? Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you very much. That brings us now to question 165. 164. The Minister is not here. That's why we say. Oh, okay. I'm guided that for the record I must at least indicate the question so that it stands over. So now question 164 is standing over, and then that brings us to question 165. Does Honorable Kluto or any other member so delegated move or pose the question? Honorable Ligando? Honorable Ligando.
The question is deferred.
The question is deferred. Question 165 stands deferred. Question 166. Does Honorable Armas Amkoto put the question?
Yes, Honorable, I put the question.
Thank you. Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker, honorable members. The first question of Honorable Armas Nangolo goes as follows.
Armas.
Amukoto. Nangolo is also the name. Nangolo Amukoto. Yes. It's his name. Yes. You must know people's names, you know, full names for that matter. How much public money was spent on the boundaries delimitation and demarcation commission's activity, including allowances, logistics and consultation, and how can we justify keeping its report secret after taxpayers have funded it? That's the question. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, we are very transparent. An amount of 5,854,363 Namibian dollars, 24 cents was allocated for the Commission's exercise, of which a total amount of 5,513,588 Namibian dollars, 43 cents was utilized, and an amount of 263,302 Namibian dollars, 57 cents as remaining balance. With regards to the second part of your question, honorable member, it is not correct to assume that the report is being kept secret, as it will be made public at an appropriate time. Question 2, can the honorable member, honorable minister, explain whether the withholding of the report is because the commission was appointed by the former acting president, and if so, does this reflect a lack of confidence in the commission's independence or credibility? Answer, honorable member, as I have just said, the report is not being withheld, as it will be released at an appropriate time, and I urge for your indulgence. And just also to correct you, honorable member, that the former president was not in acting capacity, but he assumed the office with full mandate. And he is known in the history of this country as the fourth president of the Republic of Namibia.
Yes.
Question 3, how does your ministry intend to ensure that boundary changes which directly affect people's voting rights, service delivery, and representation are handled transparently, fairly, and in consultation with the citizens concerned? Honorable members, should there be any boundary change, I can assure you that there will be no negative impact on people's voting rights, service delivery, and representation, as this will be done in accordance with all applicable laws governing this country. Furthermore, I'm of the firm belief that any recommendation that may arise or be contained in the report will be in the best interest of the citizens of this country, as we are all aware that this commission has conducted a very broad consultation with each and every citizen of this country. They have covered all four corners of this country, and we have all witnessed how people gathered in the community halls and made their contribution and inputs on how they want going forward this country to be governed. So, as I have said before, I seek for your indulgence, as the report is there and it will be released at the appropriate time. And I thank you for your indulgence, honorable member.
Thank you. Yes. You have a follow-up?
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Not really a follow-up, since the Deputy Minister did not have the full mandate to answer to what I'm about to ask. So I prefer that I wait for the Honorable Minister, then we engage him.
Okay.
Yes.
I really don't want to create a dialogue, but I think it's a lighter note, because that question in terms of our records is disposed of. Okay, I now put question 167. Honorable Ipumbu, or any other member so delegated? Yes. Honorable Thomas.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, I think we thank what the Honorable Minister, the effort what the Honorable Ministers are doing. I am a little bit uncomfortable with the way they are responding the important information to us through cell phone. That is one. Secondly, yes, put it in the writing, please. I think it's a good to put it in the writing because I need it. If you read it in the news, I think it's not. I'm not appreciated for that. And secondly, I also I'm respecting the ministers. So respect us also, so that we can work together. So I think that one is very serious. So the things also to put, the second question, to put a question to the deputy ministers, and while I direct my question to the minister himself. Now it will bring also something like now. So my brother here said is waiting for the minister to respond. But now the deputy speaker said now, as long as we are done, it's exposed from the role. How is going to get the response now?
Okay.
Can the minister present so that we can ask a question to the minister instead of directing the question and later on we said no, the deputy minister cannot answer. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Well, I put now question 167 of Honorable Ipumbu or any other member so delegated. Okay. Then the questions. Yeah.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, this question, when the date was put, I have exactly stood up and I said this matter does not result under works. And it's still standing under works. I do not know now. Yes, your guidance. It does not fall under works. Ramatex is not under works. And I have indicated that the same date, it does not up to today. That's my difficulties.
No, I'm lost now. You say is it the capturing wrong or is the question addressed? Huh?
It's addressed to a wrong minister. And
from the author.
Yes, and the same day he stood up about Ramatex, I exactly indicated Ramatex is not under works, but it continues to be captured under works, and I will not be able to answer on behalf of a different minister.
Okay. Now this one is more a procedural matter in which we need to. Thank you.
Yes.
We need to check what is the guidance of the rules. If the question is posed, because we capture we are middle people, we capture the record the way it is submitted to us. Now, if that record is wrong, where do we correct it? Isn't it? Then it also compromises the credibility. Yesterday I was told our book here is not right. Because if you just change, so either it's you that consult with the responsible minister to answer, but as I said, maybe I must ponder our thoughts and just get a firm ruling for each and every question that is directed to the wrong entity. Isn't it? I think table office, we take note. Maybe we need just to get with a ruling. There are two rulings that are outstanding, Honorable Venani and this one. And I think we'll come back with that. But for now, we capture it the way it is. And then after the ruling, correct it. Okay. I now put question 168, again by Honorable Ipumbu, addressed also to the Honorable Minister of Works and Transport. Any member on behalf of him so delegated? Okay. Then those two questions stand over. But this one is proper. Okay. But then you can't. Okay. Then I now put Question 170 of Honorable Mpanda to the Minister of Works and Transport. Anybody so delegated, or Honorable Mpanda himself?
Yeah. It's deferred, Honorable.
Please, George, you have been a long member. I mean, sitting and just talking defer. Oh, George.
Oh.
Hi, George.
But
Yeah, please.
cut him some slack. Okay.
Every day we are just repeating the same things.
It's fine now.
Okay.
Deputy Speaker.
This one is deferred. Question 1774, Honorable Lutehezi to the Minister of Gender Inequality. Both are not here. No, but Klute was not here, but there was people acting on behalf of Klute. I'm just applying that rationale. If I'm wrong, no. You see, when you defer, you must take the floor for the record. Come again. Yeah, Honorable.
Deferred, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Aitota. Yes, Honorable Baloti.
Our note taking suggests that 171 and 172, asked by Honorable Thomas, was not answered. But perhaps I'm wrong.
171
and 172.
And 172. Yo. Either I've got the wrong book or you have got the wrong book. The books are actually too many. Yeah, the books are too many. It tells us we must do something also, ne? Yeah. But as I check, I don't know, table office guide me. Yeah, this one is the newest book, so that one was disposed of. Come again. Oh, yeah. Which book do you have? Check. They say date. Yeah. Then you have answered it. Your minister maybe did it. Okay. Honorable Bishop Terera Manka, you are an elder, and just always standing up. You see. You let me feel not to call you like that. I can call Kalola and Kambala, at least they are in that class. But the two of you behind there, culturally I'm forced. Isn't it? You are not asking. You see, that is not asking, that is standing up. Yeah, even if it's long up, you keep it there. Isn't it? Until you are given the floor. Eh? Yeah, when he gets that, he puts the hand down, not to stand up. Okay. Thank you. We now put question 175 to the Honorable Minister of Health. That one cannot go. We'll now put question 176, Honorable Aitota to the Right Honorable Prime Minister.
I put the question on.
Thank you. Honorable Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Yeah, we are advised by our elders that we must not use cell phones. So, Honorable Bishop, so we are back to the papers. Okay, we'll go for the papers. Honorable Deputy Speaker, honorable members, especially Honorable Haitota, welcome back. And thank you for the question. Maybe I don't have to read the answers, the questions.
Yeah.
Just delve into the answer already. But maybe because they are old questions.
No.
Okay. I should inform this House on the implementation of informal settlements, formalization of informal settlements, the percentage what region is next to benefit from the 500 million. I hope I have captured that properly, Honorable Member. In terms of the answer, the informal settlement upgrading, and again I'm answering because it has been directed to the Prime Minister, even though there is a line minister. And I have therefore made consultations and have incorporated the views from the line minister. And hence the response as follows. The informal settlement upgrading affordable housing project was initially prioritized, as you would be aware, to be implemented only in 5 priority towns, which are Wolfish Bay, Windhoek, Keetmanshoop, Rundu, and Oshakati. However, due to critical need, it was extended to additional towns such as Marintal, Lusakos, Grootfontein, Tsume, Bochuarongo, and Omaruru. The budgeted funds were therefore utilized to implement the program in the initially prioritized 5 towns, as well as the additional towns that I have mentioned. As such, the funds of 500, about 500 or so above that million were allocated. In other words, instead of 500 million, it's 540 million were allocated for last financial year for the ministry responsible for urban and rural development. The funds as allocated and the need that the ministry had was not sufficient to complete the already ongoing projects and to expand to other regions and local authorities. In terms of progress achieved on the priority targeted areas, under the township proclaimed, the process of informal settlement upgrading is very complex because of in situ upgrading. As such, despite the fact that priority was given to brownfield areas, more townships were proclaimed in the greenfield areas as opposed to brownfield areas. Consequently, only 3 townships were proclaimed in brownfield areas, which is the Evululuko in Oshakati, Gazette number 8857, dated 27 February 2026, notice number 29. However, it is important to note that additional 30 townships were proclaimed in greenfield areas. In terms of the Ervens that were serviced, no Erven were fully serviced in the informal settlement areas as funds were used for bulk services, namely water and sewer services. However, 640 Erven were fully serviced in greenfield areas in Ochuarongo and Omaruru, respectively. Household constructed through government funding, total number of 1,112 complete housing was recorded by March 2026 in both green and brownfield areas, while the remaining houses of the 3,000 allocated to the Shack Dwellers Federation of Namibia are scheduled to be completed, in this case, because this question is old, to be completed or to have been completed last month, it is May 2026. Sanitation, a total of 185 sanitation facilities recorded in informal settlements and or brownfield areas as follows: 16 communal toilets in mixed settlement and Babylon informal settlements areas here in Windhoek, through the construction of housing units in brown areas, 169. What tangible steps has the Office of the Prime Minister taken since he promised to accelerate formalization of informal settlements? Honorable Member, and in this case, Honorable Aitota, the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development provides quarterly progress and accountability reports to the Office of the Prime Minister on the progress made. Additionally, the Office of the Prime Minister constantly monitor and evaluate the performance of sector ministries to ensure that they implement their plans. And number 3, why has there been such a delay in implementing resolutions that were already acknowledged as urgent by government? Honorable Deputy Speaker, honorable members, there is no delay in implementation because at the end of the just ended financial year, the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development executed its budget 1.1 billion as allocated, and therefore execution rate of 100%. That brings me to the end of the responses to the questions posed, and finally to say that our commitment in terms of speed of implementation remain unchanged, because delay and work in progress, the President has barred those words. They must not be used. We must make sure that we are moving at a pace and speed that resonates with the expectations that our people have. So, Honorable Member, I know that we will work together on this particular issue, including Honorable Valikando, the Chief Whip, so that we make sure that on land, housing and sanitation, no stone must be left unturned. Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Prime. Right, Honorable. You have a follow-up? Okay. Honorable Aitota.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Firstly, I would like to beg for your indulgence to allow me to extend a word of gratitude to the government of Republic of Namibia for responding to the call of the IPC on declaring the housing crisis emergency in line with the motion that I tabled last week in the House. So thank you very much. At least this time you have listened and you got it right. Thank you very much, Honorable Right PM. So, getting back to my question, Right Honorable PM, despite the commitment that you have highlighted, the informal settlements continue to increase. According to the Namibian Statistic Agency, indicated in February this year that 74% of the settlements within urban areas are informal settlements, with that number expected to increase. So, Honorable PM, where is the evidence that this formalization of informal settlement plans will work? That was just my comment. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable PM.
Thank you very much once again, Honorable Haitota, on the sentiments expressed, because indeed this is a listening government. And yes. Yes. We are in it together, we work together.
President already declared.
Yeah.
Declared by Hagegin.
Yeah, so it is a collective effort to make sure that we work together in addressing issues of informal settlements, rural development, youth empowerment, and of course, genuine economic empowerment. Now, the evidence, as I have read, as per the execution rate of the line ministry, I think you have heard that as what they are doing, but I want to indicate to you, Honorable Member, that by the time this question was asked and subsequent to what we have been doing, including as late as I think 2 weeks ago, we've been meeting the regional council, the councillors of the city, as well as the management of the city. There are specific marching orders that we gave, and there are also specific areas. I think the other part was we met with GIPF, and GIPF recently went to meet with the Line Ministry, or equally on specific areas of interventions. So the point being that, as we have said in our 7 priority areas, number 7 of that is land, housing, and sanitation. So it is something that we cannot stumble on or delay in terms of its execution. So there is also a specific area in Samora Machel where we have directed that a portion of land must be made available so that some of the congested areas in Samora Machel become the pilot where people can be moved, similar to the farm 508, the farm that housed some of the people that came from Ochomwise area and so forth. So, Honorable Member, that is the example of Windhoek, and we will move not only in the 5 towns that we have mentioned, but also others. Because informal settlements are across the country. Of course, you know we have 50 plus local authorities that are there, and the needs for all of them are the same in terms of providing them the necessary services, sanitation being one, housing being one. Especially, also, we have begun to explore innovative building materials that make building of houses a bit faster so that it's not taking too long to get these things done. And finally, apart from all these policies that we have and the plans that we have, we will also expedite by ensuring that there must be common sense economic development in the process of implementation. And if the English is too English and it's too complicated, we must come down to the level where we are able to respond practically to the needs of our people. So that is the point that I'm making. Neither this side or not that side. We are all actually one insofar as responding to the needs and aspirations of our people. So, Honorable Member, work with us in the same spirit. We are a listening government, and even after this, we can listen to each other during tea, and we can listen to each other with Barikando, so that we make sure really that we deliver. And we should also then say all the laws and bills that we are bringing here, honorable members, support them so that we are able to deliver service. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Question 176 disposed of. I now put question 177. Honorable Luka. Okay. The minister is not in, so that question 177 stands deferred. I now put 178. The minister is also not in. I now put question 179 of Honorable Somai. Honorable Somai. Amri.
Thank you, Speaker. The time I posed this question, grass was dry, it rained. Again, we are in the same circle. So I want the PM to assure the nation about the failed fire and the conditions. So I posed the question.
You posed the question. Thank you.
Dank u geachte Omes, de vraag. Thank you very much. Yeah, honorable member, thank you for this question. And maybe before I answer this question, I want also to salute all those who were and who are watching, who were there. I think the only one who's a senior here is Honorable Kapofi, or is there another one? So we want to give salutations to the elders who were here before us, who laid a foundation upon which we are now standing and conversing in the manner that we are conversing. So we salute them. Oh, yeah, No, that's Arandes. Asekse, elder, then I will be from Arandes. No. The upper youth, I salute you, the elders, and all those that are out there that are watching us. We are trying to do our best to make sure that we live up to the foundation laid. Now, Honorable, I will try to summarize this because it is overtaken by events. This is pertaining to the fire in Etosha. Yeah, now what I can then say is that in respect of to Etosha, I think what we have begun to do is to prepare the regions surrounding Etosha. They are busy currently with the Ministry of, yes, with the Ministry of Environment for them to make sure that they are putting those borders in around so that the fire, once it breaks out in future, it will not be able to cross in the manner that it did last time. And then equally to make sure that we are able to resource them with the necessary equipment that they need. You remember last time it was the issue of cars and so forth. So that too, we are busy resourcing them, and they are working together on that. I spoke to the governor of Oshana yesterday, and they are busy. They're just working on the logistics so that they can go up there and start getting ready and to be able to prevent those things. Now, specific, as you ask, what can we assure the nation and the farming communities in that area? So one, what we did, or at least what we began to do, is to drill boreholes to provide water, but also to make sure that once you have this water nearby, if the fire breaks out in any way, fighting the fire or extinguishing the fire becomes much easier when you have water nearby. And that is then also to make sure, apart from just the water for fighting the fire, as you know, it's our intended objective to ensure that every household in that area is provided water, not only for drinking, but also for food production. And we also want to make sure that we scale up community-based initiatives to provide seeds and giving livestock.
You are president of SRC.
Which are drought resistant. We believe it serves as mitigation factors and equip farmers for future climatic shocks. Government, equally, we provided subsidies to this stock in order to have lesser pressure on the land in collaboration with stakeholders such as MITCO and the Namibia Agronomic Board. The Ministry, in this case of Environment, also worked with local farmers to sell their produce with less competition. A combination of these initiatives aided farmers, that is now to fight that drought, but also to prepare for future droughts. The ministry, in this case of Environment, put in place, I think it is together with Agriculture, to make sure that the farmers or the local farmers sell produce directly to the Agro Marketing and Trade Agency, or otherwise known as AMTA. And government will continue to implement livestock support program through the ministry, and wish to provide support and transport to farmers to make their livestock, or to take it rather, to the auction. Now, intervening initiative, which is a directive from government, is to buy local produce and to supply local institutions such as the police, hospital and schools for people to have market and sell their products. This initiative worked very well in northern communal area, and we hope that it will continue to do so in future. And also then to appeal to everyone in that area, because if you recall last time when this fire broke out, it was said that it could either be accidental or it could have been caused by somebody who might have had some ill intentions. And it is just to appeal to our people that this is a very important area, and it is best that we look out for the common interest of all, instead of perhaps individual interests that might ultimately cause harm to that part of the country. And then also, as a mitigation effort, we want to excavate earth dams in the area in terms of having more water so that the farmers can have more water in that area. And finally, Honorable Member, Honorable Deputy Speaker, prevention is better than cure. What it would require is the leadership at the regional council, the leadership at the local authorities, and indeed the leadership of traditional leaders and the leadership even here in the August House, that we create awareness around issues such as this, and that we all work together to ensure that we do not see a repeat of what has happened to Etosha. Etosha is our national pride, and let's make sure that we keep it that way. And if needs be, let's also invoke same in the school system so that people continue to be taught about the need to safeguard these priceless resources, such in this case, Etosha. So, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Geachte Omes, thank you for the question. Thank you very much. I hope I have been able to go back to try and answer it in a manner that still brings it to the present as opposed to the time when it happened. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, if there is a follow-up question,
yeah, thank you, Prime Minister. The focus of your response was basically on Etosha, but my general concern is all over Namibia. Because now, during the dry season, we are facing this crisis of veld fire. And I want to hear from the government, what possible interventions can we do? Like, for example, I was previously a written councillor, and if veld fire erupts in my constituency, the first person getting the call is a written councillor. So how can we equip at least constituencies with the necessary equipment, either through the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Environment, to be a first respondent? Also, the Ministry of Agriculture, the division. Most of these divisions are not equipped with veld fighting equipment. And in most cases, I've experienced either the ministry is allocated with the Sidanka and these, what they call these firefighters of the offices. So in this case, how can we be ready? Because now we are in that crisis, it becomes a natural disaster. Like last weekend, I got a call from a Taurus area. The half part of that area was almost to access. So how can we be ready, at least to equip the people on the ground, not the other way around?
Thank you, Honorable PM.
Okay, thank you very much. In respect of the general nature then of the application of these incidences, I think the Honorable Member would agree that we have Disaster Risk Act, which puts up institutions or structures rather for fighting this sort of emergencies wherever they occur. We have at national, regional, constituency level, and so forth. Now, what then, as to your question, what should we do, is to empower these structures. That is to say, if in this case Kamanyab, as a Kamanyab constituency disaster structure, it would be able then to come up and say our needs in terms of what would make us effective in fighting these emergencies is this and that and that and that. That budget then is escalated to the next level and eventually to the national level. So that we must make sure, as you rightly indicated, and which I agree, we should then be able to procure these equipments, and such that then the institutions that are meant to fight precisely what you have said are equipped to do so. Because if they are not, then we are going to fight with our hands. That would not be correct. Equally, we need to train the people that must do it. In other words, the human resources also need to be attached to be able to do that. So if there is an emergency, you are called in the middle of the night, you have to be able to respond knowing that you have the resources. And I think we addressed the national disaster, I think UN disaster risk platform in Katutura, this is precisely what we said. It is not only words that we must utter. We should be able to make sure that every household should have a fire extinguisher, for example, the bare minimum, so that when the house is burning, then at least you are able to fight it. Equally, there must be fire detectors. And we were told that in Windhoek here, there are those who have the capacity to have these fire detectors availed everywhere. So equally, that is the one that we could procure. And I do not believe that they are very expensive to do. So that, honorable member, we need to strengthen our existing structures so that they are not cosmetic. That if a disaster or an emergency breaks out anywhere, we should be able to say we are sending this team because it is an equipped team, trained and capable to address whatever emergencies we have. And in my view, honorable member, that is what we need to do. Thank you very much for your questions.
Okay, thank you. We now have disposed of that question. No, you see, no, Honorable Ims, yeah, let's just, I do understand. Eh? No, just wait. The difficulty you are making is that when we bend the rules, it becomes difficult for the next person. And just wait. I remember that's why we said a member will pose the question, and the rules are somehow, and we have agreed that the elucidation of the question is to the member who has posed the question. If it's a matter of interest, it's your counterpart. You always say counterpart. No, that, you see, the rules bind me to say we have agreed that the question is put by the member, the elucidation is for the member who posed the question. Even a member who poses it on behalf of another member will not ask a follow-up. Huh? Yeah, not privilege. No, that is abuse of privilege. That is complete abuse of privilege. Okay, thank you very much. We were where now? 179. Okay. Question 180 stands over. Question 181. Question 181 of Honorable Klute. 181. Yeah. Honorable Likando. Deferred. Question 182. Honorable Mvula. No, Minister is also not here. It stands over. Question 183. It stands over. Question 184. It stands over. 183. Minister is not here. 185. Honorable Mbuti. Minister is also not here. Yeah, that brings us to question 186. Honorable Lukato, do you pose the question? Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Okay, let me, Minister, I think I just need to make one thing clear, Honorable Thomas. The ministers, even if they are reading from the papers, the electronic version is always sent to the table office. And, no, okay. I've made a ruling that every minister or every delivery in the house must be sent to the table office. The table office will then send it If you want a hard copy, you just come to the table office, we print. But then they will send it over to the telegram. Okay. Thank you, Honorable Minister. It's not working. Come again? Okay. Let the minister answer, then we can take in. If there are issues with telegram, I'm sure we can attend to it.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was not aware that we are not supposed to use our phone for answering questions. I thought we are pursuing a paperless parliament, but now that
Yeah, you are allowed, that's why I'm saying you are allowed to use anything that is convenient to you as a respondent. And then it is for the table office to disseminate that information in the manner that is so perceived by the requesting member, either through telegram, which is still electronic, or either through a hard copy. But you are allowed, you are in the fullest to read from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. Honorable Deputy Speaker, I look at the question that I have on my phone. It's outdated. I want to update it and come and answer it next week. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much. We now put question 187. The minister is not in. Question 188. Minister is not in. Stands over. Question 189. Honorable Motu. Is the Honorable Imbula? Oh. Okay. Then the question stands over. Question 190, Honorable Mongo, to the Minister of Education. Is there anybody on behalf of Mongo? Yeah? Yeah. No, there is a omission. Just help us. We are also human here. We can make.
Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Yes.
I put the question.
Thank you very much. And that correction is made after all. Okay. But change is allowed also between families, you know. Okay, Honorable Minister.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much.
Okay, there is apparently a point of clarity. Honorable Kangulu.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, I'm still a bit confused in terms of Deputy Minister responding to questions that the Minister is supposed to answer. Where do they derive that power? In terms of Article 40E, I believe, it's ministers under the duty and function. It's minister to respond to questions posed by members of parliament. And in terms of Article 41, ministerial accountabilities, is minister to be accounted, but not deputy minister. Can you please make a ruling?
Okay. No, the ruling is stands. Both of them hold.
Constitution.
I think you ask a question so that you get a response. If you have the answer, then you don't need to ask the question. Isn't it?
Constitution.
Okay. The Constitution is, and I think I will come with a written pronouncement. But the logic is both of them are appointed by the president. The law. Yeah, look at the powers of the president. Yeah, I think You see, that's why I'm saying the powers of the president is to appoint ministers and deputy ministers in the execution of their functions. The person holding the ministerial accountability is then the minister, but the minister can delegate that function. Just wait, Terera Manga. Yeah, the person you have elected here, I'm coming. The person you have elected here is who? Is the speaker. In the absence of the speaker, the deputy speaker, yeah, yeah, but as I said, maybe there is a assistance here.
Yes.
Yes. Well, you will come in. Okay, okay. Let me just assist me.
No, but it's on the floor, and there's a question and the concern. I want to refer.
Honorable member, the question was to me, isn't it? To the presiding to make a ruling. You want to assist me, isn't it? Now I'm saying just assist me in terms of when I'm going, because I said I will bring a formal response.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, article. Just wait, just wait. No, it's not a question. He said there is an issue that you want to make a ruling. Isn't it? I think he said, I want you to make a ruling, not I want you to answer. Okay. I know it's Friday, so, but I will read and come back. Huh? No, I will come. Okay, Honorable Balotti, at question 190. No, Honorable Balotti. No. Just also, Balotti. Just also, Balotti. Yes, Honorable Balotti.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. As I respond to Honorable Mungu, the following are important to note and considering regarding the University of Namibia's Bachelor of Science in Public Health program in relation to the registrable status of the program by the Health Professionals Council of Namibia. Part 7 of the Health Professions Act, number 16 of 2024, states that the education and approval of educational institutions, controls over and approval education, subclause 27.1. Section 27.1 and Public Health of the Health Professions Act 2024 applies only to the professions that are registrable with the Health Professions Council of Namibia. Public health is not such a profession to which the Act applies. It is an academic and policy occupation drawing on medicine, economics, and social sciences, and has no defined scope of practice under the Health Professions Council of Namibia. Requiring public health programs to seek approval under the section would be a misapplication of the law. It would extend the HPCNA's powers beyond what Parliament intend. Although it is ideal in future to include public health in the Health Professions Act, Act number 16 of 2024 provides that the process would require the review of the Act, as this is not the profession regulated by the Act, nor approval was required. To the second question, UNAM Senate approved the curriculum, the HPCNA provided guidance, and the Ministry of Health and Social Services provided support for the program. The qualification also went through the benchmarking processes, Senate approval, and NQA registration. For the sake of time, I will move to the next question, number 3. It is important to note, honorable members, that from the onset, the employment opportunities exist for graduates with a public health qualification. These graduates can work in various sectors, namely public sector, private sector, academia, the research sector. The broad fundamental basis of the qualification allows graduates to pursue diverse roles, not strictly limited to statutory registration. With regards to transition and phase-out concerns, we wish to state the following. The qualification was phased out at the undergraduate level based on the UNAM curriculum transformation, program restructuring, and the need to align UNAM's programs to more registrable health professionals rather than providing a general qualification that does not require registration. However, there is still a postgraduate transition pathway, namely at master's or PhD levels for affected and new students. This transition ensured students could continue to build on their public health training despite the phase-out of the undergraduate program. To the fourth question, the Namibia Qualification Authority is the statutory body responsible for quality assurance in higher education and training. It accredits training providers, evaluates qualification, and manages the Namibia Qualifications Framework of the Namibia Qualifications Authority. UNAM offered a Bachelor of Science in Public Health, which was indeed accredited by the NQA. For the sake of time, I move to question 5. The Bachelor of Science in Public Health and related postgraduate qualifications were fully recognized and registered in the NQF of the NQA. This ensures that the qualification meet national and international standards and are formally accredited with the Namibian education system. The dialogue regarding registration with the HPCNA has been ongoing since 2015. However, since public health does not fall within the scope of registrable professions under the Health Professions Act, due to its multidisciplinary nature and lack of a defined clinical scope, there is no dialogue to pursue. The qualification is recognized and registered on NQF. As a result, students who complete these public health qualifications must pursue pathways to apply their knowledge within the public health sector. For the sake of time, I will move to, there's still 3 more questions, but okay. Question 6. The Ministry of Health and Social Services can ensure employment opportunities for public health graduates by strategically integrating them into existing and new programs within the public health sector. Specifically, the ministry can firstly create designated positions for public health graduates within national, regional, and local health offices, focusing on areas which are listed and will be provided for. And to the 7th question, this is not a regulatory failure, and secondly, not all academic programs are subject to the professional regulatory requirements. In Namibia, the regulation and registration of qualifications is governed by multiple frameworks, each with specific mandates depending on the type of qualification, the sector, and the profession. To just name, we have the Namibia Qualifications Authority, we have the Health Professions Council of Namibia, and there are indeed other professional regulatory bodies. Honorable Deputy Speaker, there are still more questions, but I think I will pause at this stage.
Just answer, Honorable Member, so that we dispose of the question.
Okay. In terms of the other professional regulatory bodies, certain professions have specific regulatory bodies outside the HPCNA framework, often created by statute. Examples include Engineering Council of Namibia, which is the registration of engineers and technologists, the Law Society of Namibia, which includes the registration of legal practitioners. In summary, qualifications that our professions follow within a particular regulatory body. We have academic qualifications, as mentioned, with the NQA, via the NQF registration and accreditation. We have regulated health professions, as mentioned, the HPCNA or Allied Health Professions Council. And there are other professional qualifications of which respective statutory councils or regulatory bodies exist. It is important to note that the registration with the professional council is not automatic for a qualification that has an academic recognition. For instance, a public health degree is academically registered with NQA, but can be registered under HPCNA because it is multidisciplinary and non-clinical. Question 8, the Bachelor of Science in Public Health is recognized by the relevant authority, which is the NQA, and is registered on the NQF of that authority. This was the basis on which NSFAF funded students who pursued these qualifications. Therefore, such students have the contractual obligation to pay back their loans as per the stipulations of their contracts. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, students who receive financial support from the NSFAF for a qualification that is not professionally registrable with the statutory body, for example, the HPCNA, such as public health, remain fully supported under existing policies, namely academic recognition. The qualification is fully recognized and registered with the NQA. NSFAF funding was provided based on the academic legitimacy of the program, based on meeting the NQA requirements, since non-professional academic qualifications such as the public health, recognizing that the manner and students who pursue such programs are indeed funded by NSFAF. Number two, non-registerable nature. While the program is not registerable with the HPCNA, it remains a valid academic qualification registered on the NQF of the NQA. There are also employment opportunities for the holders of this degree. Graduates can pursue diverse career pathways in government, in NGOs, research and academia. The qualifications also provided a competitive advantage in employment compared to those without formal qualifications. Thirdly, NSFAF funding principles. Funding for NQA registered programs is provided in good faith upon meeting the set criteria. NSFAF is an inclusive mechanism that does not discriminate based on registrability with the professional body where it is not applicable. NSFAF provides funding if the qualification is legitimately registered with the relative accreditation authority. This approach ensures fairness to all students while maintaining fiscal accountability and transparency in the administration of the NSFAF funds. Being in possession of a qualification does not automatically guarantee employment, even for registrable health professions, as public sector capacity is limited and aligned with the country's strategic health needs. Public health professions, while not clinicians, play a critical role in policy, program management, research, and health system strengthening. Ultimately, it is essential to align education, workforce planning, and policy provisions with Namibia's health priorities and broader development goals to ensure that qualified professionals can contribute meaningfully to the country's health system. And finally, we wish to emphasize, Honorable Mungu, that UNAM does not offer unaccredited programs. As a matter of fact, the National Council for Higher Education and the NQA has just concluded a joint institutional accreditation of the university across all 14 campuses. This exercise involved international expertise, and it is the first of its kind in both public and private public and private higher education institutions in Namibia. This shows how robust the university's programs are and the institution's resolve to ensure alignment to the requirements of the regulatory bodies and national development plans. I so submit.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think we have disposed of that question. I just know the person is not here, but for the sake of interest of the question that was posed, I like it when you quote the Constitution, Article 40 and 41. But I give you 37 deputy ministers. The President may appoint members from the members of the National Assembly, including nominated under Article 46, subclause 1, subclause B thereof, and the National Council, such deputy ministers as he or she may consider expedient to exercise or perform on behalf of ministers any powers, functions, and duties which may have been assigned to such minister. Thank you very much. Thank you. Just take the seat. Okay. Yeah, no. Okay, thank you very much. No, thank you. Thank you. You see, notwithstanding the fact that I will come with a written submission, I just give you the fact. Honorable, thank you. With that excitement of Article 40, Article 41, including Article 37, the House stands on automatic adjournment until Tuesday.
This is NBC1. It's ours.
This is Touch FM. It's everywhere.
National FM, prime all the time.
Hardloop FM, leef in Afrikaans.
On denga podongo, oi shabari pinyi jiheripo, omulari wonjibi firombaranga.
Sie sind bei Funkhaus Namibia. Deutsch gehört. Gehört.
Kai samese, aridi halkau ausi.
TYS FM, Mamarato Aha.
Wato FM, Muchima Weto.
Kati FM, Katinku Porpare Thingi.
Wanyi FM, Kai ni Kai.
Ka Radio, Kongoro Ngisima.
Happy 35th birthday, NBC. It's ours. Every story starts somewhere. Ours began in 1991. From the very beginning, we have carried one clear purpose: to inform, to entertain, and to inspire. From our early analog days